Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show. This is the Week 3 NFL show.
Woo!
Game 1 on the slate, Chargers, Vikings. 2-0-2 teams, two teams that need a win. One of the two teams is going to get a win. Vikings are -1.5. Total is 53.5. We're going to give it to Sam.
I find it hilarious how you say one team's got to get a win because now I'm rooting for a tie.
I was about to say that. It could be
because that would be
Didn't think about that. Didn't think about that when I said that.
The best outcome of this game would be a complete tie and just both teams in dire straits. In all seriousness, here I am going to go with the Vikings, and we're doing this at 1.5, so I'll go Vikings -1.5. I feel like the Vikings' principal problem was the lack of run game. They were one of two teams to not have 100 rushing yards through 2 weeks, which is pretty bad. And it's a shame with that roster. And I said it before the season, Justin Herbert's overrated. I stand by that. You can post on Instagram, do whatever you want. So yeah, I'm just Vikings -1.5.
I just think defensively they have an issue, and an issue that goes beyond Staley. First week versus the Dolphins, they had Khalil Mack guarding Tyreek Hill. It was insanity. I don't even know why that would be a thought process, but they did it. And in the video, you can see Khalil Mack like freaking out. He's like, what do y'all want me to do? I think once they figure out their defensive problems, the Chargers will be where they want to be. I'm not going to say they're going to be a very good team, but I'll say they'll be where they want to be, which is probably making the playoffs, like making a playoff run, not getting to the Super Bowl or anything, but just making a playoff run. So, yeah, I'm taking Herbert. Go Streaks.
I think the Vikings are going to win this. I'm taking the Vikings -1.5. I'm not very surprised that they're 0-2. I mean, last year, they win 7 one-possession games, 9 one-possession games. Like, You can't count on that every year. I think their first 2 games might have been one-possession games, so they might be 0-2 already. So I'm not that surprised that they're 0-2. I'm not too worried about them. I feel like they've been just about the best looking 0-2 team so far, which I guess doesn't say much because they are 0-2, but a lot of positives. You know, Kirk's playing good, which is normally the problem, and it's not right now. So I feel like it'd be a lot easier to figure it out when Kirk is playing good rather than when normally the problem is Kirk. The Chargers, I think they're going to lose, not because I think Herbert's very correctly rated. I just think their defense is horrible. J.C. Jackson is point shaving or selling or something. There's no way he's trying out there. Like it can't be from what I saw in the Patriots, and their defense all around is just having problems. I don't know if it's coordinators. I don't know if they need more players, but yeah, their defense just doesn't look good. So I'm gonna take the Vikings. They look pretty good. Just some early season struggles.
So I'm gonna be in the minority here, and I'm gonna take the Chargers +1.5. So I see what you guys are saying about both teams as far as their defensive struggles, and while all that is true, I feel like the true reasons why the Vikings are losing games is one because they turn the ball over too much. They have a fumbling problem for some reason. And I feel like if that continues, then Chargers have a good enough offense to take advantage of that. They will, if you give them short field, more than likely going to score. They're not going to kick 3. The other reason is that Vikings are super one-dimensional. They have no running game right now. Madison has been missing holes. Their O-line, I don't know what's going on with the run blocking or the scheme or whatever is going on. They're super one-dimensional. And when you face a team that's super one-dimensional and you have, a week to prep for it, I feel like we might see the Chargers defense, step up to the plate this week and finally, look like an NFL defense. So I'm going to take the Chargers +1.5.
I have to redact what I said early in the season because through 2 weeks, it's exactly what Nickson said. I was under the impression that Alexander Mattison was going to, fill the gap for what Dalvin Cook left in Minnesota, and that just seems to not have been the case. They recently, as of today, just brought on Cam Akers, so maybe that'll shake up the running back room a little bit with what the Vikings have going on. But that being said, I'm still going to take them. I like the Vikings -1.5 at home here. Like Coby touched on, usually Kirko is the problem, and with him playing at this high level, and if you want to talk about fantasy, he's the number 1 scoring quarterback right now. He has the best receiver in the league. TJ Hawkins is playing really, really well. Jordan Addis is very, very good rookie receiver that they drafted. I think it's a terrific offense. Danielle Hunter. You want to talk about edge rushers? Everyone talks about Bosa. Everyone talks about Khalil Mack. Danielle Hunter. This guy's a stud. Top 5 in the NFL in sacks right now. Chargers offensive line has looked better. They're not horrible. They're not great. They're right towards the middle, probably trending downwards. And I think the Vikings are going to get after a little bit. A lot of points for the over/under. Not going to touch it. Almost went perfect last week. Somebody took my phone and I texted in the group chat, Joe Burrow, anytime touchdown score. No idea who did that. With that being said, Vikings -1.5.
Both these teams need to score, and both these teams like to score. So I think this is going to be an over game, and it's a pick 'em. And I really don't love either of these sides just because of the hungriness of the other side. So I'm just going to take the total here, the over. And I have some data to back it up. Following a loss, these teams are a combined 35, 11, and 1 to the over. So points are going to be scored. And this is the highest total on the board this week, but I'm going to take the over.
I believe these offenses are high flying, and it should be a good game, but it always ends up not being when we hype it up, and it's probably going to be like a 10-13 game or something like that. So give me the Vikings and give me the under.
All right, game 2 on the slate here.
Yo, I gotta give my take, bro.
Oh, that's on me, Lowell. I forgot.
Nah, it's all good. I'm staying quiet over here.
Sean usually just waits till everybody else goes.
Yeah, I know. Sean's a nice guy. I know.
Lowell, just because you're in last place doesn't mean you have to talk last. You can perk up earlier, man.
Hey, you can jump in whenever.
Look,
dude,
man,
I need like an ounce of belief in myself before I can even do that. We're not quite there, but percentages went up. All right, I've got the Chargers in this one at +1.5. I've got 3 things that I think the Chargers defense does well. Actually, not just the defense. Let's start with their offense. They protect the ball. The Vikings have like times and times more turnovers than the Chargers. Second, the Chargers' 4th down conversion rates like one of the top in the NFL. That goes off my offensive point. I'm not worried about that. I think Justin Herbert's playing fantastic. Something that the Vikings haven't handled well is pressure off the edge. We've got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa coming off both sides. It's going to be tough for the Vikings, I think, regardless of them being at home or not. And I think also I don't remember what I said earlier, Dolphins are a legit team. The Chargers actually probably should have won that game, but for those reasons, I'm going to go in Chargers +1.5.
Game 2 on the slate. Saints traveling to Green Bay. Packers somehow, some way are pretty good. We're going to find out if they're better than the Saints. Packers are -2. Total's 51.5. I don't remember who said they want to go first to this game, so
I'll grab it. Just to circle back. We don't really have to circle back. It's only been 2 weeks. What did Jake say? He said that there is more footage of Sasquatch than Jordan Love being good at football.
He did say that, yes.
First of all, that's an all-time quote. Wish Jake was here to back himself up. We found some footage. Buddy can play ball.
It's out there.
A lot of young receivers on the Packers. Doesn't seem to be a hindrance whatsoever. Aaron Jones was hurt last week. Packers didn't skip a beat. I think what you have to realize is the Packers are here. They are legitimate. And are they going to cover 2 points against the Saints? They're absolutely going to cover 2 points against the Saints. The Saints play a lot of teams close. If the spread was 3.5, I was thinking about taking New Orleans because they kind of look all right too. But at the end of the day, Packers are here. Packers are legit. Packers -2.
I'm not gonna say Jordan Love hasn't looked good because he has. He's made some good plays. He's shown that he's adapting to this league pretty well here. I'm going to go with the Saints here, and I'm going to go with the under as well. And I'll tell you why. I just have some kind of feeling that the Saints are gonna be one of those weird teams that just has a really insane first month or so of the season and just won't lose, and then that will kind of fall apart. But they look good. I mean, Derek Carr hasn't really slowed them down too much. They don't look like they're missing too much on offense. Their running game is really strong, even when they're not using Jamal Williams. And they've got Alvin Kamara coming back soon. I don't think it's this week. No, it's not this week. These games are pretty tight on the slate here, so I'm just going to go Saints.
I agree more with Martin. I'm going to take the Packers. The Packers so far, they've looked better than a lot of people thought. But I think the Saints more look really bad. Those were 2 mediocre games, and they came out 2-0, but they should come out 2-0 after those games. I think the Packers are going to win. I think grit and grind in the trenches type of game. So I'm going to take the under and Packers -2.
I'll piggyback off that because I'm also going with the Saints. I've been a Derek Carr believer for some time now, and he's let me down time and time again. But I think he's found a home. You're
the only one, Sean.
Yeah, I think he's found a home and he's happy and winning some games. So give me the Saints.
I agree with Sean. He just looks good in the Saints jersey. I don't know why. He looks comfortable in it.
He does look good in the Saints jersey.
It's weird.
I agree with Sean. I'm taking the Saints. I think Jordan Love isn't ready for the Saints defense. I want to take the under, but I can't with these two teams. There's a question mark on how this game's going to go. So I'm taking the Saints to cover.
The Saints have gone under in 11 of their last 12 games. So I'm taking the under 51.5, and I'm taking the Saints just because this one is damn near pick 'em too. And I think that the Saints are a better overall team than the Packers. And yeah, it's a pick 'em. So you kind of got to go with your gut. I'm taking the Saints, but I like the under. That's my real pick.
I need any sort of traction I can get to get my percentage green instead of the red on the Boys Upstairs Instagram page, because that is really scarring my reputation.
You're the only one with red. Makes you look bad.
My digital footprint is already bad enough, and this isn't helping. Long story short, they're at Lambeau. I like Martin. I love Love. I love how he's playing. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers -2.
I'm gonna go with the Saints here. I just think that Derek Carr, he hasn't looked absolutely great, but he's put them in positions to win. And I feel like as a mid-tier quarterback like Derek Carr is, that's the best thing you can do for your team. If it's a game-winning drive, or if it's to run the clock out possession, I'd rather have Derek Carr than Jordan Love. So I'm going to take the Saints, and I'm also going to take the under because, like I said, I think the Saints defense is pretty good, and the Packers defense didn't look too great against Atlanta, but the Saints haven't really shown me much on offense, so I'm going to take the under.
All right, it's time for the best part of the show. Locks of the week. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first since I'm first place. Shit,
That's true. You are first place. I fixed the standings today. Like, it was after I posted it because I didn't realize till after Postman said it. But you're in sole first place now.
Well, yeah.
Did you put the little white lines?
I did. I did put the little white lines. It looks a lot better now.
So after 2 weeks, I've been smoking. So I'm gonna go ahead and go first. And my lock for this week, buckle your seatbelts, guys, is Commanders +6.5 against the
Whoa!
Ready to ruin that record of yours?
I like what the Commanders offense looks like. They've been putting up points. I'm just real confident about it. I don't know why. I just have a feeling that at home they're gonna defend their turf. Josh Allen might throw a couple dumb picks. And with the way that Sam Howell has been playing and the offense with who's their coaching the OC again? Bielemy from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So he's got the offense moving, and I like what they're doing over there. So I'm gonna take the Commanders +6.5.
Your perfect lock record's probably gone, Nickson.
Nah.
I'm gonna say it is.
Well, I'm going to teach everybody a definition of the word anticipation. The definition of the word anticipation is the act of looking forward. You ever been going to a nice restaurant? You have a nice reservation plan. You sit down, and the goddamn wait staff takes forever. Like, they walk by your table multiple times. They give you the stink eye because they don't think that you're ready to order. But I've been ready to order. I've studied the menu all day. That is called throwing a wrench in my anticipation. And you know what else is like that? When there's a primetime game and they don't score any goddamn points. That is why I am looking forward to, the act of looking forward, I'm anticipating the matchup between the Bengals and the Rams, a rematch of the 2022 Super Bowl. And there's going to be some points scored. The over-under set at 44. Now, granted, the Super Bowl was 23-20, so it was a total of 43, which is right under. But I'm taking the over in the Bengals-Rams football game. Bengals are going to be bouncing back. I never said they're going to win. I never said they're going to lose. But Joe Burrow has not been himself as of recent. He's going to go to some witch doctor, figure it out. Jamar Chase will have a big game. There's some guy named Puke and Rally Nakua on the Los Angeles Rams who's racking up receptions like he's Jerry Rice. At the end of the day, take the over in this game. It's not that hard, everybody. Anticipation, the act of looking forward.
All right, I'm looking forward to because I got that same game. I'm not touching the over under. I'm just going to be touching the spread here. Bengals -2.5, lock of the week. And this is going to be my first victory here on lock of the week after the fucking stupid fucking Lions.
How funny would that be if Lowell went this entire season without hitting a lock?
I would love it.
Funny, guys.
Could be done.
It could be. I mean, it could be done. It literally could be done.
You're on pace.
I don't know what the statistical probability of that would be because it's like not like his picks adding up make him less likely to, get one wrong again. At the end of the day, it's his picks.
No, I mean,
it's whatever odds.
If you manage to not hit one lock all year, that's almost as good as hitting every single lock. So
that's like every time
might
I hit
be
a
better,
reverse.
honestly. It might be harder.
That could draw some serious attention to the boys upstairs. So stay tuned for week 3 to see if Lowell can get his first lock of the week in his career. I think it's gonna happen.
We may need to have like some burner account or find somebody like just to comment every single time saying, "Thanks, Lowell, made $100 betting against your lock today."
I'm gonna find like an NFL referee that can help me out, and we're gonna.
I'm right there with Lowell. I'm 0-2. I haven't hit a lock all year. With that being said, I am in 3rd place. So let's not get it twisted. My picks are
half the show is in 3rd place, Cam.
It's okay. But I'm gonna prevail this week. Watch. All my picks are gonna hit. The lock of the week is gonna hit because I know this lock is gonna hit. With the Miami Dolphins -6.5 versus the terrible, terrible Broncos.
You're such a writer.
The Broncos' strong suit is the defense. And as we saw with Coby's terrible Patriots, no one's containing the Dolphins. No one's putting Tyreek in the box. No one's putting anyone in the box. So I'm expecting there to be points on this board. I'm expecting us to win by at least a touchdown. If I was a rich man, I would put money on us winning by 10. That's what I see. I think there's going to be a lot of touchdowns. But I don't think the Broncos are going to.
You don't see Russ' legacy game here, Cam?
No, we had a chance to see a Russ legacy game when he played the Commanders and he had a drive to win the game.
Yeah, you don't think that he's mad that they didn't call PI on that 2-point conversion?
I don't care. I don't care what it was. It doesn't matter. He should have got the 2-point conversion either way.
PI though.
It don't matter.
It was so PI.
They knew I had it as my lock last week, so they didn't call it.
That was terrible.
They knew it was the last leg in my parlay, so they didn't call it.
He had all game to redeem himself from that drive. There were plenty of chances he had to win the game, and they were up 21-3 at one point, I think. Like, there was no reason for him to lose that game. I just think Russ is in the dumps. Sean Payton is obvious. I don't think Sean Payton gives a fuck about this team, if I'm being honest. He's probably hitting bongs before the game and shit, but
yeah, you saw that video?
Yeah, he doesn't care, bro. I think
What do you mean he doesn't? What do you mean he doesn't care?
He's on the sideline.
He's hitting bongs. He's hitting bongs with 16-year-olds.
Did you? Yeah, he's being a cool dad. Did you see what he said? Did you see what he said to Russell Wilson? He said Russell Wilson needs to stop worrying about kissing babies and his public image, and needs to worry about.
Russ feels about that. Probably like, fuck. This coach just told me to stop kissing kids. Like, he's obviously not fucking with me. But it's not going to make the situation any better in Denver. Like, they're just going to get worse. It's terrible team chemistry. And that's why the Dolphins -6.5 is
my lock of the week. I'm staying with the totals. I'm taking the under 45.5 in the Ravens and the Colts. 10 of the Ravens' last 11 home games went under, and AR-15 may be out. I don't think a lot of points are going to be scored. These are two, not very great-looking offenses thus far. Ravens a lot better than the Colts. Colts are pretty shaky, and Gardner Minshew actually looked pretty good last week. Maybe points will be scored, but I don't think more than 45, so I'm taking the under.
Last week I took Seahawks Lions over, and it passed with flying colors. So, hey, why not do the same thing again? I'm going to go Falcons Lions over 46.5 here. It's been proven over the last 2 years that no matter who they get, the Lions just don't really play defense well. It's just something that's not going to happen. And Falcons defense isn't great either. The Lions want to go out and score more points than you. And this isn't the Chiefs game. This isn't one of those tight-knit contending barn burner games. And the Falcons offense, man, when they get Drake London going, Kyle Pitts looks better now. You got Bijan there. Tyler Algier gets mixed in. There's a lot of weapons on that offense that can do damage. And Desmond Ridder doesn't look half bad either. That all being said, yeah, I think this is a no-brainer that this one's going over 46.5 here. Falcons love playing close games. Lions love playing close games. I think it might start slow, but I think we're going to be looking at a shootout by the end of this.
So I'm going to go next because I got the same game but different pick. I'm taking the Lions -3. The Falcons have looked pretty good and they're 2-0, but like Sam said, the Lions want to outscore you. And although the Falcons have some weapons, that's more of a project. It's not like next week they're about to go for 500 yards. It's more of if they, if they can get people rolling and include people in the offense, they could have a good offense. So I think Atlanta's look good, better than most people thought, but they're not ready to shoot out with the big boys. So I think Lions are going to put up a lot of points, and the Falcons are not going to be able to match. They'll try, but both teams' defenses are not that good, and Detroit's offense is a million times better than Atlanta's has been.
I'm gonna go with the Tennessee Titans. They are playing the Cleveland Browns. Sadly, Nick Chubb got hurt, so that's kind of the Browns' entire team right there. Kareem Hunt is coming back, but I don't know if he's going to be ready for next week. The Titans are plus 4.5. I think they're plus 4.5. Might be minus, but either way, I'm going to take
Sean. They're minus 3.5.
Okay, I'm going to still take them because I don't believe in Deshaun, and the Titans are average and the Browns suck. So, yeah.
Not knowing if they're plus or minus 3.5 and still wanting to take them is 100% dedication to your lock.
He's a dog. That's blue collar right there.
You said blue collar.
Plus, minus, don't matter.
Oh God, blue.
Everybody
collar.
went. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Like and subscribe.
Tell your mom too.
Tell your parents. Tell your uncle. Tell your grandma.
Tell your uncle.
Tell your uncle. Fuck it. Tell your boss.
Tell your
your roommate.
girl. Tell your girl. Tell your girl's mom.
Even better.
Tell your girl's boyfriend.
Tell your mom's girl.
Oh, tell your dog.
Tell your cat.
All right.